This Transformers 96 here with another video where I'm just talking about a few hot toys that have been shown. I'm going to be talking about the five actually, Hot Toys figures that all the official images came out for and are going on pre-order now, as well as the Hot Toys that are shown at ACGHK2015. So yeah, so starting off first with some of those official pictures that were released for the 5 Hot Toys. I'm only going to be talking about 3 mainly because they're the only 3 I'm interested in. The Mark 45 1/4 scale and the Princess Leia I'm not going to really talk about. Really quickly, I'll just say that they both look nice. I'm not going to get Iron Man because I'm not a 1/4 scale collector. And Princess Leia, I don't plan to get any of the people from the original group, you know, from the original Star Wars. So I don't plan on getting her. But she does look good. Alright, so now starting off with Shotgun. Of course, this was a figure that was revealed at Comic-Con just a couple of weeks ago, and now we have the official images, and he's gone on pre-order. Overall, looking wonderful. Shotgun is a armor that was just a must-have. I mean, I've hoped and expected them to do him just because he's a clear choice. He's a great looking armor. He doesn't have any weird proportions that would make it hard for Hot Toys to make. It seemed like an armor that they could make easily. I would consider a fan favorite from the Iron Legion, as well as he's one of the one of the 3 suits that he actually wears in the film and gets some screen time, you know, and he's a screen time in a fight, you know. So overall, this was a logical choice for them to do. I'm only surprised that they didn't do it sooner. Overall, looking wonderful. Love that he does come with a battle damage chest. I don't know if there's another battle damage part that can go in here, because I note that this can light up, although this picture, it doesn't look like it can light up, so I'm not quite sure if just the lights shine through the cracks here, or if there is a separate extra body piece that can be put in there to show off the lights. I'm not sure. I do love all the battle damage that he comes with. Comes with a nice Tony Stark head sculpt, same Stark head sculpt that they use for every Iron Man, you know, Mark 42, 3, the Mark 3, the Mark 43, and Silver Centurion, you know, just any of those figures use the same Stark head sculpt. I'm starting to get sick of it. I do like the battle damage on the faceplate right here. I like the scars. I think that looks cool. It's a little different from the normal battle damage that we see. The exclusive item is the Python, just the mini Python figure. I thought, you know, I like that idea with the tank. I thought that was just a really interesting idea to give us mini armors for mainly pictures and stuff, like they're flying in the background. I thought that was a neat idea, so I'm glad to see them continue doing it. If they didn't do that, you know, it wouldn't be disappointing. Just, it's kind of neat that they are. You can see the lights in the battle damage there. It looks like this is actually lit up, so I'll be interested to see if they did kind of fix the base so it actually lights up. Here's the exclusive Python. Went on pre-orders $285, a little bit more than I was expecting. I was expecting $270, $275, so slightly more than I was expecting, but with the battle damage parts, Stark head, things like that, I can kind of justify the price comparing it to the other Iron Legion, although I do think it's a little overpriced. Same price as the Bones armor. And the Bones armor was pretty unique. Came with a base with, you know, tons of the tentacle arms, and his body could all split up into pieces and all magnetically put together. So I understand why Bones is that much, but I think that Shotgun is probably a little less as far as what you get compared to Bones. But I think it's pretty equal, so I'm not too disappointed on the price. I am disappointed on the expecting shipping date. It's July of 2016. Very disappointing in that. A full year away. I was hoping that we get more of a February, March type of release. It's a shame that we're going to have to wait so long to get this figure that by the time it comes out, the movie will be over 3 years old. So I think that's a little insane that it's taking this long to get it, but I'm happy we're going to get it nonetheless. And then the next thing to talk about is Pepper Potts, finally, as well as the Mark 9. The Mark 9 is an armor that I don't find anything too special with. Just as far as how it looks right here, I think it looks really nice. There we go. It's nice that it can do the kind of landing pose. Apparently the Shotgun armor will be able to do that as well. It's the Silver Centurion head, the Mark 7 body and arms, the lower torso and legs from Heartbreaker. So all armors that I already have, so this is just kind of a mashup of them. Overall, looks nice. I do like that they went with like full battle damage throughout the suit. I think that's wonderful. I'm kind of sick of the shiny suits, so I'm glad with like the Mark 43 and now this one that they're giving us full battle damage or full just kind of wear throughout the entire suit. I think that is extremely important because these armors are never just pristine. The only ones that are the Iron Legion ones when or not the Iron Legion, the Hall of Armor ones when they're just on display. I like those to be pristine, but every other armor I want like full out wear throughout the entire thing. Now talking about the more interesting one is Pepper Potts. Very happy that they did decide to make a Pepper Potts. My problem is they didn't do it well, and I really like, because I want this figure a lot, so I'm really like trying to get myself to like it or find some ground with it that I can appreciate, but I really just don't like the figure. The head sculpt is way off. I think that everybody's talked about that. It's got almost a manly type of look. The chin, and it's kind of like darker at the bottom, so it gives it like a shadow type of look for like a beard almost. I really don't like that. I think the paint is very easy to fix though, so and it might just be the photos, so I think the paint might not be too bad. But I think that the jawline is very strong, and I wish that they'd tone that down a bit. You can see the resemblance to the actress, Gwyneth Paltrow, but it's just not there. It really is bad, you know, and I'm trying to come up with reasons why it's okay. The other thing that I hate, but I don't really see many people talking about it, is these legs. The heels look pathetically awful. She looks like an alien. If you just look at the bottom of her legs right here, the heels are incredibly thin and long, and the ankles are so thin. These pants are like skin tight, super thin. I really hate that. I wish that they could do a larger, slightly larger, you know, I don't need anything massive, but just something to make it look more human. They went with like a Barbie, really weird look at the bottom of the legs here. I hate that. Now, I think that there are a couple tricks if you display her a certain way where this won't be a problem. First of all, of course, in the end scene when she does wear the Iron Man arm, which you can see she does, it is included with her. She doesn't have that white shirt on. She just has a sport bra on, and it seems like it is actually included, although it's not shown or pictured or said in what she comes with. It does seem to be there. You can see it kind of shadowed in there, as well as she is on display at ACGHK, so I've seen videos where it really looks like she's got the sports bra on underneath. So I think that the way that you can display her where she'll look pretty decent is just in the sports bra with the Iron Man arm on and the bare feet, because with the bare feet that should make her legs look normal and not so weird like the heels make them look, so that should fix that problem, as well as when she's kind of like that, you know, with the Iron Man arm and, you know, kind of shaken up, you can totally put her hair in front of her face, or at least, you know, draping down the sides to make her her jawline not look so strong, because it'll be blocked by the hair. You know, if you have her hair in front of her face right now when she's just like professional holding a folder, I think it would look strange, but with the Iron Man arm on, I think that that would look completely fine. So although I'd rather just have a Pepper Potts normally looking, you know, and just kind of standing in Tony Stark's workshop, I will definitely display her in that type of look, so that the hair is covering some of the imperfections of the face, as well as I can have the bare feet on, so it would make the legs, you know, a lot better, and the Iron Man arm will kind of distract from the figure anyway. So I think that there are a few little tricks that you can do to make her look decent on your shelf. I do plan to get Pepper Potts. They're not on pre-order as of my filming of this. I expect them to go on pre-order Friday, which is the day I'm filming, but probably more around 2 o'clock, and I'm filming at 12 right now. So I've got 2 more hours. Maybe it'll go up on pre-order. I do plan to get her though, hoping she's not a ridiculous price. And the only way you can get the Mark 9 is to buy it in a 2-pack with her. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the Mark 9. If for some reason the 2-pack is just not too much money and they're being really reasonable with the price or something, I could totally see myself getting it. If not, if it's, you know, a more price that you'd expect, I'm just going to pass on the Mark 9. I just don't need it. But I do want Pepper Potts, not quite for the figure, but for the character. Alright, we have one more quick one. before I go into the figures at ACGHK, we've got Ant-Man with the Flying Ant, Antony. Very excited about this. I think this is just a really nice, cool release. With the Ant-Man film, you know, with Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, and everything else, there's so many figures that come out from each of those films. But with Ant-Man, there's really not many characters they can do, you know, just Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket. So it is nice that they're stretching it, giving us one more little thing to go with that toy line. Antony is a character that I actually really liked in the movie. Obviously, he's just an ant, but he was a nice kind of pet for, you know, Ant-Man or Paul Rudd's character, so I did like that a lot. I think this looks terrific. It really looks realistic. This shot in particular looks completely just like a CGI shot from the movie. It doesn't even look like a toy. I think this looks wonderful. Obviously, you will have a pole going down, so it won't look as good in person, and you won't have the great background and everything, but I do think it is really neat. I'm not quite sure if this is just what you're going to get, or if it will include a small Ant-Man just standing and not riding him, and Yellow Jacket. I'll show you a little bit more of that as we go into the pictures from ACGHK 2015. So here you go. First of all, gotta talk about this bad boy. This is just the talk of the town right now. I mean, man, the Millennium Falcon 1/6 scale is incredible. These are life-size people. These are Hot Toys. These are 12-inch figures. The TIE Fighters, if you saw the picture from Comic-Con of people standing next to the TIE Fighters, they looked huge. So to see this thing that dwarfs the TIE Fighter is insane. This looks wonderful. I can't imagine many people are going to be able to afford this, and even if they can, I have no idea where you can put it. You know, I can see some people that are just hardcore Star Wars fans say, you know what, I'm gonna skip all of the Hot Toys that I would have bought this year and just buy this. But even if you do that, you can kind of, you know, get the money to get it. Where would you put it? It's just way too big. I think it's awesome. It's great that they're doing it. It's just not something that a lot of people are going to be able to get. But we can all certainly appreciate the pictures of all the other Star Wars stuff we've seen before. Here's another glimpse at the Boba Fett 1/6 scale figure that hasn't gone on pre-order yet. Very happy, but not surprised that they are doing Boba Fett. Looking forward to getting him though. Here's the Marvel setup. Lots of cool stuff. We got a life-size Mark 45. Again, another piece that, you know, very few people will buy considering its price and size. We've got the Hulkbuster and Hulk in the same position that they've been for the last year. Whenever they're at the show, they're always like this. I would love for them to not display the Mark 43 body and just have him with the Hulkbuster head. I think that would be really nice to look at, because it's been so long since we've seen him in any other position than this. The only difference is at Comic-Con they revealed Veronica, and now at this they revealed the Nether accessory, which is his long arm. Sorry, I just got a text. Which is his extended pile driver arm, which he uses to punch Hulk multiple times as he says, "Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep." A very funny little scene. I think it's a nice little accessory. I'm not sure if the arm and Veronica will be sold separately. I believe, my guess is that they will be included. I can't really understand them coming out with an accessory pack for the Hulkbuster. Considering the price of this guy, I'd be shocked if they are not just included with the figure. Especially since when they worded that they were coming out with more accessories, they made it sound like they'd be free and they wouldn't be you didn't have to pay for them. The Avengers setup that they have fighting the Sentry, they take that to every show. It's very cool, but we've seen it a million times. Here's Quicksilver. Very awesome. You know, a lot of people were starting to get worried that they weren't going to release this guy, considering he wasn't at Comic-Con and he wasn't in the big group picture of all the Avengers toys. But they are, of course, and he's looking nice. A lot of people are not liking this head sculpt. Personally, I don't really have a problem with it. I really do see the actor. I think the hair looks good. He's kind of got somewhat deep set eyes, or maybe a larger kind of eyebrow line, which I think that this figure demonstrates pretty well. I think that it looks pretty good. It's not spot on. I can see them making it better, but I really don't think that it looks bad like a lot of people are saying. So it does. I don't really mind it. So I like it. I'll definitely get it. I think the outfit, it looks really cool. And it looks like it's got a ton of really nice texture in the movie. I don't know if this outfit doesn't seem to represent that as well as I would have liked it to. But overall, it's fine. It'll work. work. Drax, very special here. A lot of people had thought that this one was canceled, dead. Nobody was ever going to get it, myself included. I never thought this thing would be released. But it looks like they are. They totally redesigned the entire figure. It's completely new. It's updated. It's a different shade, different expression, the whole bit. I think it looks much better than the other one, and the other one looked quite good, so I am happy that they improved it. As well as they gave him the red pants, which is shocking. They at all the other toy fairs and Comic-Cons, they showed him with his dark gray black pants, which he wore in the beginning and middle of the film. This is his Ravager outfit that he wears at the end when Gamora and Rocket all trade out their costumes for the red suits to kind of make them look more like a uniform team. There are many pictures of Drax out there from this toy event, and a lot of them have a lot less hands in this. I believe that they did add more hands in this display to show people. And a lot of people are saying that, oh, unfortunately, he's not going to come with the big rocket launcher. I believe he is, though, because if you see, he does have a rocket launcher holding hands there with trigger fingers. So I believe he is still going to come with the rocket hand. It does say that it's still pending licensing approval. So, you know, this still could be canceled, but it's great to see that Hot Toys is doing their best to get this one out, because everybody wants it. Here's a nice group shot of all the Age of Ultron figures. All of these have been shown before. I've just talked about Quicksilver. The one that's new is Nick Fury. This actually isn't from Age of Ultron. If you do see his base, it does say the Winter Soldier, as well as he is having his arm in a cast. I think that figure looks terrific. Unfortunately, I missed out on the first Hulkbuster, on the first Nick Fury, due to it coming out as soon as I got into collecting Hot Toys. I think, like, after the first Hot Toys I ever bought, he was the next one to be released. And at that time, I didn't have plans to get any of the main heroes, let alone Nick Fury. In a couple months, though, my tune changed when I started buying the actual heroes, and then regretting not getting Nick Fury. So, and not wanting to spend the $350 price tag that he usually has on eBay or anything. So it is great to get another opportunity to buy him. He will have a removable eye patch. It's not actually sculpted on there. The face sculpt is improved, and it is improved spot on. I think it's a beautiful representation of Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, and looks wonderful. And I believe that he won't. You don't have to display him with a broken arm. I see no reason why the sling can't be taken off and put his arm into the sleeve. So I believe that you'll be able to display him normal too. So must have for me. I'm really happy I'm getting another chance to get Fury. Here's the Iron Man stuff shown. I talked about her and this one, and Shotgun as well a second ago. In person, I was hoping this one would look slightly better. Obviously from a distance and, just in normal lighting, she looks better, but definitely not great. I think that the legs still look extremely weird, and that is unfortunate. As you can see, that Tank there, I did pre-order him. The Mark III that's coming out soon, I am incredibly disappointed with how that turned out. The gap in the arms, the no articulation at the waist, and the wrong color. I think that it is a terrible representation of the Mark III from Hot Toys. I'm still going to get it because, I've already pre-ordered it. I've been excited for that one, so I'm still going to get it, but man, it is disappointing. It's one of the first times that a Hot Toys figure has come out that I've already pre-ordered that I was really just disappointed with the final product. I've never had that happen before on a figure that I've ordered already, so it is very disappointing, and you'll definitely want to watch out for my review so I can say it how it is. I think a lot of people are going to sugarcoat his mistakes, but I'm pretty pissed off by it, to be honest, so I will definitely be telling it how it is. Okay, we've got the Ant-Man set up. Of course, Ant-Man, which has gone on pre-order, as well as Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jacket is looking awesome. One of my most anticipated Hot Toys figures to go on pre-order because I'm a big Villains fan. I found that Darren Cross was relatively a cliche villain in the movie. He was just, the same as we always see. He's just a bad guy, there was nothing too special about him. I like the Yellow Jacket suit a lot, though, and I like the way he fought, and I thought that he was a fine villain for an origin story of a superhero. With origin stories, you're always going to have the villain get less screen time because they're focusing on showing you the hero become the hero, so yeah. Here's the mini sets that I've talked about before in person. Obviously, it looks great. It comes with a little fight pole. I believe that the Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket will be included because the smaller Ant-Man is back here that is actually going to come with this Ant-Man. And I believe that this Yellow Jacket is not going to come with the big one. I think that the big one is going to come with another Yellow Jacket that's more like this, which is just standing up straight, while these two are kind of walking forward in a slight pose. I'm hoping that set is like 30 bucks. If it's 50, I would be disappointed, but probably would still get it. I like Antony, and I love Yellow Jacket, of course. These things don't really have much to say about them. Elder Predator people seem to be excited about. I don't collect Predator though, so I'm not interested in. And yeah, just all the other stuff that we've seen before and whatnot. Overall, some great stuff that was shown. Hope Pepper Potts and the Mark 9 go on pre-order within the next couple hours here. If not, I'm sure that they will next week though. Hope the price isn't too insane. Can't wait to see, you know, Yellow Jacket, the Millennium Falcon, and Nick Fury Quicksilver all go on pre-order. I'm very excited for all of those. There you go. I'm very surprised that they were able to show this much new stuff after showing a ton of new stuff just a week ago at Comic-Con. So that was very impressive, and I am happy about it. There you go. Let me know what your guys' thoughts on these newly shown Hot Toys figures are, and thanks so much for watching.